Hey, you filming something? Where are you doing it? Because location matters. But not that much. Nothing says I give a hoot like lacing your boots and hoofing it out there. But as a small creator, sometimes your options are limited. I'm going to show you what kind of tricks that I use. Welcome back to Feral Filmmaking. It's a series on high-concept guerrilla filmmaking with cats. This one's the location special, and it's called
SCHMO-CATION.
If you're returning here, it's good to see ya. Thank you so much. If you're new here, I put my cats in Star Wars.
It was a painstaking process, but worth every single moment of it. To be able to see all my ideas on the screen like that and realized in a way that I never thought possible. As well as just seeing my fluffy orange boy up there, killing it. As a former actor, I didn't have any behind-the-camera experience, so I'm coming at this as a total amateur. I cope with that by embracing the campy cardboard cutout nature of this project, leaning into the use of toys and junky props. But I'm getting better with every episode. There's 3 of them available for you to watch on the channel now. In this series, I take you behind the curtain to develop the 4th episode. This week, we're chatting about locations. And for the FRUUT Hari series, I've successfully represented 2 planets on screen, Naboo and Tatooine. I'm going to show you what spots I used, and what tricks I used to make it come across the way I wanted.
But you're gonna have to get used to looking and feeling like an idiot.
A prime example would be this spot used in the 1st episode of my series. Very populated, the shadows that you see walking by in the shot are actually strangers. I had my camera set up underneath this car, 2 legs of the tripod out and 1 leg tucked in. And I'm not the sort of guy to ask people to stop going about their day just so I can do my BS, especially for social media. So I just kept rolling while people walked through, and I ended up loving the populated feel that the effect had.
But I felt like an idiot. So with that rule of thumb out of the way, let's take a look at some of my favorites, starting with...
We'll start right back at the beginning, meeting my childhood home, in this ditch that I used to play in. Yes, I played in ditches. It's a desert, okay? Anyway, this basin at the bottom was perfect for our crash site. The first one, that is. I don't know, I can't seem to write a happy landing. Anyway, it took place right there. A little superimposed fire, some embers, and wham bam, thank you ma'am, we got a crash site. Next, we're gonna take a trip to the center of town, the absolutely stunning Tigway Park. This is where I replicated the outskirts of Thebes. Just look at this place when it's in bloom. I'm lucky enough that the Natural History Museum is right next to all this greenery. Museums always tend to have some pretty obscure and even otherworldly architecture. Which brings us to our next rule of thumb. As the director and cameraman, you are in complete control of what the audience sees. No matter what surrounds you or what engulfs the view, you are still in control of what they see. And in the modern day, you have the option of using a simple overlay as a matte painting. This is called composite photography, and it can help cover up any inconsistencies from the real world. I dressed up, waited till golden hour, and then over here is where I got the actual shot. Go ahead and compare the 2. Take a look. Adjacent to here is also the New Mexico History Museum. Tons of luscious and creative landscaping. We're gonna take a walk around back to the sculpture garden. Just being here is like being in another world. I gotta admit, I was really excited to film this episode because it meant I got to take this lovely walk. I was pleasantly surprised by this new piece, which wasn't there when I did my filming a year ago. I had selected the spot for this big head. Now, I had gotten permission to film here, but they didn't want any sort of production. No gear. So once I dragged my wagon and costume out there, I remember having to plan my route according to the security guard. Now, if Tigway Park and the museums were the outskirts of Thebes, then Old Town is the inskirts of Thebes, the most colorful place in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's got all this orange adobe, and everything is accented with these lovely turquoise and blue accents. I mean, everything is painted up with this stuff. Well, maybe not everything, but this is where that director's eye and second rule of thumb comes in. Now, I'm very lucky to have something like this here in my town, but I only chose Thebes because I have this here. If I didn't have this as a resource, then I would have picked a different planet. It's all about working with what you got. That being said, what I got is gorgeous. I mean, just take a moment to take it in. Easily the most colorful place in all of Albuquerque. When filming the escape from Naboo, I had a tough time narrowing down what to use and what would hit the cutting room floor. There was simply just too much beautiful stuff around here. A lot of my favorite shots I've ever created have been filmed within 200 yards of right here.
I could go on and on about the beauty here. If you're ever in Albuquerque, definitely give it a visit. This brings us to our next location. Here at this spot is where I filmed Hari's epic hero walk-up, so serendipitously reenacted by this delivery driver. Thanks, guy. I added in some copper piping to make it look a little more industrial. Even with people around for that one, I kind of felt pretty cool. I must not have looked cool while sneaking around, though. Someone added a gate to keep me out. That's new. We don't ask questions, we just move on. I had originally selected this spot for the narrowness and the cobblestone pathway. This grand spire? Actually just an artistic ground level way to cover a dumpster. Always have that lens in your eye, and always remember that you are in control of what they see. But that's enough of Naboo for now. Let's take a drive out to the edge of town. Give a like for my gas tank's emotional support. Those prices are not kidding.
He's the greatest there ever was.
Another great thing about Albuquerque is if you drive for 5 minutes outside of town, you're bound to find something. Here is where we filmed the Jawa ambush and shootout. Mad props and shout out to my nephew for playing both the Jawas. Big thanks, B-Rad. Now, sometimes the biggest difference between guerrilla filmmaking and low-budget filmmaking is begging for forgiveness rather than asking for permission. So while I can't tell you about the coolest place that I've ever filmed, but on a totally unrelated tangent, I will tell you how awesome it is to own a pair of one of these. It's a lot more green now, so you can't really see it, but the mysterious stranger was spying on us from right up there. Which brings us to our next location for episode 4, which is right down this way. For ease of access, we'll be using my dad's house. I had considered going out to the Wantabo cabin, but after the trouble I had getting up to Sandia Man Cave for episode 3, I decided screw that. So now this is going to be the interior of our stranger's cabin. Kudos to my stepmom Wendy for keeping it so nice. The exterior will be done with miniature. Stay tuned for the episode on miniatures, by the way. We'll be drawing our 180 line for coverage so that only these 2 walls will be shown. Just a reminder that you're in total control and they'll only see what you want them to see. My plan is to film at night. I feel like it's one of the rare cases that anybody would ever do a night for day shoot. But we want it to look like it's really sunny outside. So we're filming at night to make the inside look darker. And I'll be hanging some brown butcher paper in these windows with big lights coming this way to look like that binary sunset. And we'll be sticking all that fun stuff from the props episode to the walls. I'm gonna do my best to keep the wrap up short this week, but if you like this hat, I make them and I sell them. You can buy them at fruitsfactory.myshopify.com. It'd really help out the channel. Go check it out. I have tons of varieties. Other than that, I'll see you next week. Stay cool, Street Cat.